Coach, with the spring game coming up, can you kind of tell us, in your eyes, what does a successful spring game look like for you? What are you looking for out of the team?
Number one, healthy, injury-free. And I think just playing hard, communication, just execution of base calls, being able to play within the framework for the defense. And, a lot of guys get a lot of snaps just to be able to really kind of final evaluation of where guys are at, So, I think it'll be competitive, good energy. I'm excited that we're going to kind of have teams this year, which I think will be good. So, overall, just excited to see the guys compete and kind of a accumulation of the spring, and it's what you look forward to cap it off. So.
Heard a few defensive guys who have really impressed you during spring practice.
Well, I think, the obvious ones, guys that performed last year, like, the Elijah Roberts of the world, but I think Ahmad Walker, Colby Wilson, those guys have, consistently performed at a pretty high level. But I think, collectively as a group, there's been guys that have learning new positions like a Brandon Crossley, Ahmad Moses, some of those guys that, are asking to do multiple things now. And so, not the athletic ability to play those positions, but more the mental component that you're putting on those guys to be able to learn. And I think that, cross-training those guys creates some depth within the defense. But I think, up front, Tank Booker's been, a guy that's a, really, really big D-tackle, hard to move, and has flashed at times this spring. I think, all of our edge guys have really flashed to me. From Isaiah, I thought he's put together more consistent practices. He's out right now with strep, I believe, but Jafar has come along and shown us some ability. Cam can play end-to-end bandit and shown us a lot of ability there. So excited about the depth that we have, and really feel like we've got a chance to have a really good 2 deep up front. Corner-wise, I think A.J. Davis has had the best spring of any corner we've had, most consistent by far, and that's been awesome to see because A.J. was a guy, for his first 2 years, you've been just kind of waiting. Last year, felt like, we'd see a little bit more out of him. For whatever reason, it didn't come together, but his practice habits have gotten so much better. And I think, when your habits improve, your production improves. And so I'm really proud of how he's approached this spring. And he's been probably the biggest bright spot in that cornerback room. And I couldn't be more proud of him just for sticking with it and where he's at right now.
It seems like Justin Medlock has had a lot of great reps over the weeks. Can you talk about, is he basically just lived up to what you guys were looking for when you brought him in, or has he kind of shown you just how impactful he is?
Well, I think he's got athletic ability, which is, that's the first thing for that position. Still growing day to day, but, it's a marathon, not a sprint for a young guy. And so these 15 practices, I think, are crucial. I think Coach Crum did a great job getting him reps and being able to sit some of those older guys at times, for Justin's growth and development. We feel like, from a consistency standpoint, I think Ahmad, Colby, and Kilgore are definitely, kind of the pinnacle of where we're at, wanting from a consistency play standpoint at linebacker. But I think Justin's a guy that's really coming along. That's going to add a lot of value to our defense next year.
Going into the ACC, what areas do you feel like the defense needs to improve on?
Well, I think, we've got to continue to tackle better. That's something that we've worked on a bunch last spring, a bunch this spring, to continue to improve in those areas. I mean, when you're talking about tackling, overall better skill guys in space, that's where the game's played nowadays. So I think just finishing on the ball better. We led the country in defensive touchdowns, but we also had a lot of missed opportunities for takeaways. So that's something that we've tried to stress, just fundamentally, holistically as a defense this spring.
Anything else, guys?
Appreciate it.
I think we're good.
Thank you all.